Hi, it is so nice to have you here. Pleased to meet you. I'm Lucy. I am the currently the only designer of Canvas, and I am just so grateful to have you here. Thank you so much for your trust and your investment and your enthusiasm in Canvas and all that's here so far and all that's going to come later. I have big visions for the future, but they're only my vision, and the most important thing is making sure that this is valuable for you. So if you have any feedback on how it goes with Canvas, things that could be improved, things that are missing, things that you'd love to see, more educational pieces, please get in touch. Just reply to one of the emails and I will pick it up and we can be in a conversation. And for now, I just want to get you up and running. So you've chosen to watch the icon jar video, which means you must be an Apple Mac user. And I personally just get on board with icon jar. Icon jar is amazing. I will have sent you a link, so you will have received that, and you just have to download the free trial, and from there, if you're happy with it after 7 or 14 days, I can't remember which one, what their period is, then you will buy it. I think you will, because you're going to love it. Anyway, so you've downloaded icon jar and it looks like this. There is nothing here. So that's when you go back to the Dropbox link that I sent you, and you're going to download. You can download all of it. You know, you can use the PNGs immediately in anything you're doing, but I would download canvas.iconjar. And that's the package that we're going to import into icon jar, and we do that by pressing this plus, import icon jar, select it from the menu, and hey presto, magic is happening. If for whatever reason the package doesn't work, you can always also drag and drop the SVGs folder. I just need to wait until this has happened. You can also drag and drop the SVGs folder and name it Canvas, and then import, and that is now importing a second set that we don't need, but we'll wait until that's done and we can delete it. To delete any folders, you just use the kind of native Apple command of command plus delete. That's how we're deleting it. And here we can see the structure. So if we open up this folder, you can see that we've got build your canvas, design your canvas, and icons. I'm going to go into the purposes of each of those sections in a future tutorial, but to summarize, build your canvas, if I expand it here, that's got your frameworks, kind of content containers and connecting paths, and that's basically for your focal content, like where's your exercise or your main content going, how do we create a background or a home for it, if we think of it that way, and how do we connect those homes of content. And then, let's move this way outside of my loom. Design your canvas is more the decorative elements, the things that you can embellish your content with. So if we go down, for example, people is one of my favorite sections. You've got a plethora of different poses that you can use to really accentuate what you're trying to communicate in your design. And then icons are very small, so and they're also consistent size. So these would be used more for punctuating messages. So for example, a visual agenda, you could use these icons to mark each of your points, or you could use it as a visual descriptor to some descriptive text. And if I just maybe show you by example the size comparison. So we've got Miro. This is my tool of choice, but you can drop these into PowerPoint. Oops, I don't know how that came up. PowerPoint, Mural, Word. So we're going to take this and we're going to do that there. And what I did was I basically held onto it like a long press and dragged it, and it came out here. And if you want to cancel it back in icon jar, you can just press escape and it'll take you, and it doesn't drop. And then we're going to go, let's say we're going to go to nature. Let's say we want a dolphin. And you can see that the dolphin, the stroke weight between them, that black line, is the same, but the icons are small. They're not supposed to be big illustrations, they are icons, whereas this, I would more consider this an illustration. So back to icon jar. I think that browsing just by like scrolling through the top level folders is a really nice way to gauge what kind of content is there. But you can also search. So here, I think by default it's set to all sets. So if I type in happy, here, loads of happy icons and illustrations, loads of them, and there will be more to come. But let's say we just wanted a happy icon within icons. So let's select icons and we're going to type in happy. But still, we're having illustrations pulling in from the other sets, and that's because it says find in all sets. What we have to do is change the filter to be find in current selection. So this can be very helpful when you want to narrow down on a specific type of specific objective, the type of folder. But it can also be confusing sometimes because you know you've seen something that's not coming up in your search, and that's probably because it is narrowing in on the folder that you have chosen. Let's go back to Canvas and show you that you can increase and decrease the size of the tiles down here, which is really helpful. If we go over to, we select one of the icons, you can see our illustrations here. You can see that it comes up in this sidebar. I'm going to get more into editing the illustrations in a future lesson, but this to explain is where you would change colors. So you can change the colors from here by changing them there. But I will do a better tutorial on that later. If you want to export an icon, so let's say, let's come out here, because if we move out, then these change, the colors reset. Let's say you want to export, you can come up to this icon up here and you can export that icon, or you can select multiple icons to export. You can change the different file size that you want. You can dictate what size it should be. If you want to select multiple, you can do that and also drag and drop them onto your canvas. They'll take a little bit longer because they're quite large. What else do I need to show you? Down here, this is where it's kind of pulling in the search labels from the title of the file. If you wanted to add in your own, you can always add in your own. So let's say test, okay, and then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to type in test. Yeah, now they've all got test attached to them, which is cool. And then of course you can favorite icons. So let's say I really like these and I'm selecting them all by clicking, and then for the second multiples I press command and select, and I can select multiples, and then I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to say star, and that means that when I go to starred, I've got them in here. The last thing I'm going to show you is you can actually, with Icon Jar, what's really nice is you can add images. So what I do as well is I'm just going to import my brand package, my brand, and in here I've got the different logos that I use throughout my work. I've got photographs that come up regularly. For example, if there was specific icons that I use on my website, I put them into a collection, and you do that by, let's say I want a new folder called test, new group, test, and let's say I want to move this move to set my brand. Oh, I'm telling you the wrong thing. That's embarrassing. I'm going to delete test. I want a new set. That's what I want. New group. Huh. Well, you're learning with me. Move to set. Create new set. That's what we want. Create new set. And then I go here and I'm just going to call it test. And I'm going to move it under there like that. So to summarize on that one, to create a new set, can I do it here? New set. I could have just done it up there. New set, test 2. Isn't that beautiful? And then I can move it under there. Thank you for learning with me. And thank you for joining me on this journey. I think I have covered the most important parts of this of the interface. One last thing that I have noticed is you can, if you want, you can obviously resize it this way, but if this is too big, still too big for you, you can go to Window, View, you can show Inspector, because I just removed it by using this expansion here. But you can basically come in here, View, hide Inspector, hide Sets, and then you get the full thing there. I don't find this particularly useful because I do find that I use the left and the right panels quite often, but you can change it if you like. In any case, enjoy installing and having a little play around, and I'll see you for the next tete-a-tete tomorrow, which will be shorter. I think this is the longest one of all of the ones I have to give you. All right, have a great day. Bye. Huh, my bad. There is one last thing I need to show you, which is the settings. So if you go up to icon jar at the top and you go into settings, your default settings may slightly differ from mine because I've tweaked mine over time, and I'm not going to tell you what each of the things mean because you actually don't need to worry about it. But I think what you should do is pause on this screen, and as I go through each of the tabs and match yours to what mine looks like. So here is the general tab. Here is the import tab, export, library. This one, you don't need to worry about this. This isn't a problem. And yes, this one as well. Thank you. Sorry for the appended message. Have a great day.